When someone says the three letters BMW, you immediately think of a car that doesn't indicate and drives so far up your arse that it could give you a prostate exam. However, you can't deny they do make some pretty fantastic cars. But what about this BMW? Is it any good? So this is the 2018 BMW 2 Series, more specifically the 220i. It has a 2-litre turbocharged engine producing a modest 184 horsepower. Now this particular model is a M Sport Pro pack, which obviously means you get the usual M Sport refinements, and that includes the nice bigger brake and disc package in a nice blue colour and a rear lip spoiler at the back. Now in my opinion this car looks very aggressive from factory. You've got the very nice front grille and of course the angry looking angel eyes as well. It does make the whole front look very mean. And when you pair this with the 18-inch M Sport wheels and very sleek side profile, you do have yourself a truly awesome looking coupe. So moving on to the interior, and it's a very nice place to be, and also it has lots of standard features all round too. It includes a 8-speed automatic gearbox which you can change gear on the M Sport steering wheel with as well, with the fluffy pedals. It also has these very nice black Dakota leather seats which you can adjust to your liking, a digital dashboard, a Harman Kardon sound system, pro navigation, and a sliding armrest as well. Sort of. So we'll now move on to the iDrive system, which we can navigate with this small knob down here. Of course you've obviously got the buttons for the shortcuts too, but you've got things like DAB radio, Bluetooth navigation, of course you've got sat-nav like I mentioned, connected drive, My Vehicle, which is very useful if you want to see your 400th oil change, and yeah, it's very easy to navigate, and it's very, compact there as well. And if I press this button down here, we can cycle through the different driving modes that the car has. The first one is Eco Pro, which obviously is very economical, and you can actually save on some fuel if you drive sensibly, but that's boring. If we go up to the next one, it's Comfort, which is obviously very self-explanatory, and that basically softens the car, makes everything, better for everyday driving. Next is Sport, which obviously you choose this if you're a yob, and you've got Sport Plus if you're even bigger yob, and it obviously turns off the traction control as well. I'm going to choose that one. Now when you're in Sport Plus and in manual mode, this thing is surprisingly fun to drive. I know it sounds cliche, but it does have a real go-kart feel. Sports mode stiffens the steering and makes the throttle response more sensitive. It does give you a very raw driving feel, but it does make it more predictable through the bends. If I now put it back into Comfort and in fully automatic mode, it returns to a more relaxed pace. Who would ever want that though? Now 184 horsepower is pretty modest, but if you do want to get more out of it, you can go stage 1, as the roadmen say, and that brings it up to 260 horsepower, which is pretty insane. This car in terms of driving every day is very nice, it's very effortless. You have a bit more free range if you do want a bit more performance driving with the paddles as I mentioned, but it is a very nice smooth car to drive every day with. Now move on to the rear seats, and because it's a coupe, there isn't actually that much room back there. You can only fit 2 people, but it does give it a more sporty feel. However, there are ISOFIX points, so it is very practical if you have a family, and the legroom is decent as well. You've also got a tray in the middle which you can fit all your cocaine and heroin if you're doing your drug deals, for example. And lastly, we move on to the boot space, and of course that's an important part of being a daily commuter car, is the practicality aspect. And of course with these big boxes in, it's pretty good overall. You've got enough room for a lot of stuff actually, including the little pockets on the side here. So overall, pretty good. Now if you are looking to buy one of these cars, they are on the expensive side. I mean, one of this spec and with the 50,000 to 70,000 miles, it's going to cost you around 10 to 14k, which is quite a bit of money. Now, don't get me wrong, there are better performance cars out there, but none of them, in my opinion, look as good as this, and none of them are as luxurious as this. In my opinion, this is a great all-rounder for the price. This car can do it all. It's a nice refined commuter getting good MPG. It's fun to drive in its dynamic driving mode settings with a good amount of power and great potential for more. It's got a good amount of cabin and boot space for a coupe, and the B48 engine and ZF8 gearbox are pretty reliable if serviced regularly. Overall, a great all-round car if you want to look flashy but also want practicality and fun all in one go. So there we are, that is the 2018 BMW 2 Series, and if you did enjoy this review, then make sure you subscribe to us and follow us on all socials as well. We'll see you next time.